How to handle emotional breakdown. Sometimes life gets hard, and you must know how to deal with your emotions. Here are 20 signs of an emotional breakdown. 1. Increased feelings of hopelessness and worthlessness. 2. Difficulty sleeping. 3. Loss of appetite or increased appetite. 4. Decreased interest in activities. 5. Easily triggered by stressors. 6. Inability to relax. 7. Persistent feelings of anxiety. 8. Extreme sadness and despair. 9. Isolation from family and friends. 10. Fatigue and low energy levels. 11. Physical symptoms such as headaches, stomach aches, and muscle pain. 12. Lack of motivation. 13. Loss of pleasure in previously enjoyable activities. 14. Difficulty concentrating. 15. Poor decision-making abilities. 16. Negative thoughts or thoughts of self-harm/suicide. 17. Mood swings. 18. Irritability. 19. Agitation. 20. Panic attacks. Emotional breakdowns occur when an individual experiences a prolonged period of stress, anxiety, and/or depression without proper coping mechanisms. It's important to recognize these symptoms and seek help. If any of the above are alarm bells ringing, and if you've never experienced an emotional breakdown, you can mitigate the above effects before it happens. You don't need to experience a breakdown to get better. You don't need to experience being burned by fire to have a story to tell. But if you have gone through an emotional meltdown, continue reading because this message is for you as well. You can prevent a lot of things in your life if you get help before they get out of hand. People who become addicts, somewhere between trying it out and finding themselves trapped in the cycle of addiction. There must have been an opportunity where they realized how bad the situation was about to get if they carried on. But they chose to carry on, which affected their lives. If any of the above 20 signs of an emotional breakdown are alarm bells ringing, get help now. Don't become a statistic just like people who did not bounce back once an addiction took control of their lives. When an addiction controls you, it corrupts and manipulates your emotional nervous system. You do things you'd normally not do. You act in ways unbecoming of yourself. I have 2 questions I'd like you to think about. Question 1. What are you doing which can hurt your life if you don't stop today? Question 2. Do you think you can stop by yourself without getting help for it? If you can stop by yourself, try. But if it overwhelms you, and you cannot do anything without having to first indulge in your addiction, don't wait any longer, and get help today. The worst thing you can do is to not get help, especially if your mind is still functional. When you can still reason, and see the downward spiral in real time. Fight for your life, and get help today. Don't be ashamed, or feel let down. You can overcome your addiction, but you have to play your part. Conclusion. You can overcome anything when you fight for your life. It's hard to overcome an addiction, because you must destroy something which has corrupted your nervous system to a point where your body thinks it's an important organ it cannot do without. You can overcome an addiction if you choose to fight. The advantages you get from freeing yourself from an addiction are positive.